All right, y'all, welcome back. Gosh, as much as I hate to say it, these AI overviews be pretty spot on. Google Notebook LM or LNM is also pretty spot on because they do like a deep dive over the internet. They can also scan your documents you've downloaded and pull in a ton of information. So, yeah, but of course, I'm going to go through all of this and verify the information and pull up 2 to 3 reputable resources. So they've got some here. I've pulled up, the National Archives with relation to foundational Black American heritage here in North America. I'm going to start shifting through a lot of this stuff and seeing what I can find because we know that there's a very intricate history when it comes to the Black natives, Aborigines, Indians, Indigenous on this land. And a lot of people would like to refute or deny that there's a such thing as a Black native, which I'm like looking around like, are you so very serious? Most native peoples the world over tend to be quote unquote Black or darkly hued, darkly complected people. I think because that term tends to be pretty manifold. Black, people convolute and misunderstand what is being stated when that term is used to describe peoples or ethnicities. So you got to kind of have a little bit of, common sense and just a little bit of wisdom to be able to. Sorry, y'all. I get so tired and exhausted reading through some of these people's comments. Trust me, at some point, I'm not even finna give it the time of day. You're just going to be blocked. But yeah, so we know that in the five civilized tribes, especially the Cherokee, chattel slavery was a thing. Many of them enslaving some of our ancestors. Many of them being some of our ancestors because they intermixed and married and what have you. But we also know, like with the Seminoles and a few others, that they were places of refuge, tribes of refuge. So these free societies, sort of like the maroon colonies of refuge for our people. But I really want to start looking at the different manifest, freedom suits, treaties, of course, the rolls, and what have you. That's going to be very interesting. A friend of mine, he has records of the land that his family owned on a particular roll and has a lot of native heritage within his bloodline and ancestry. Black man. And so, yeah. And I really believe that when we think about the peopling of this land, and as we know, very small percentage, those brought over via transatlantic slave trade, came specifically to North America, and the few 100,000 that came, even of that, not many survived for long, long enough to intermingle and procreate and marry into what have you. We don't really necessarily know the exact numbers, of course, but yeah, what I'm finding anyway, is that again, much of our history, much of our ancestry comes from this land, not necessarily from Africa. And I'm not saying that to be hateful in any way. I'm not saying that to deny that many of us do, myself included, have ancestors that were brought over from West Africa. I just, again, think that there's been a lot of effort to center and bolster that small aspect of our lineage and our experience here in our ethnic group, where majority of it was always here and began here and has been here and intends to be here. Okay? Follow me, follow me. And so, yeah. And you got to kind of wonder why. Why is it that the narratives out there always seek to center and only focus on the quote unquote African? And there are some individuals who, in their own research and study, are finding that they have no African ancestry in regards to the transatlantic slave situation. And they're still categorized as Black, can still trace their ancestors back to the system of slavery here in America, making them a foundational Black American with no African ancestry. And then you have some who have, by means of assault, as in the case with my family, European lineage in their family, and some that were brought over and enslaved, along with natives, as in the case of my family, all three, still making me and many in my family foundational Black American. So, yeah. Lots of variety of mixtures, as is to be expected. But I think it's so interesting that when you look at the African records, the treaties, the documents, it's really all tied to those taken to the West Indies or South America, Central America, the Caribbean. Like literally no or very few records for North America. At least that I'm finding in a lot of the sources I've shared with you all. But when I look at the quote unquote Indian, Aboriginal, Indigenous, Native records, we all up and through the mug. All up and through. All up and through. And so it's just kind of like, the things that make you go, So yeah, I'm going to be looking into this. To the archives. Check them out. Oklahoma Historical Society, Library of Virginia, National Archives. With regard to my family in particular, I definitely want to check out what was going on in the Carolinas and Mississippi. And when I think about my grandmother, my third great grandmother, let me pull her up. Hold on. All right, y'all, I gotta find it. It's on my Instagram. Also, shout out to Patricia Williams. She's one of my favorite authors. This book was so good. I'm still getting through it, but so good. I really enjoyed it. Let's see. Yeah, Daniel William, Patricia Bath, great folk. Emma Dupree, we're going to talk about her. All of these images that I've taken. She is one of my favorite historical actors as well. Mary Susan Smithmore, her and her husband opening one of the first Black hospitals. I believe it was Tennessee or Texas. I can't remember. These are my grandfathers right here, y'all, on my daddy's side. Gus and George Emery. And they were pioneers in the work that they did. Phenomenal people. This is my grandmother on my father's side. Is my granddad in here? Yeah. Well, he's up here too. All right. There's my auntie, who was a wonderful engineer at Bell, Ohio, running a team of like 20 people under her for many years. Genius. My grandfather was a genius, like mathematician, and I mean, that's what I call him. It's my daddy right there. And my mama and me, we coming up on it, y'all. Just bear with me. Little old meat. That's my grandma on my mama's side. Miss Rockefeller, what we used to call her. Joni Fry. Sang opera too. This is Hattie Mae Foster Cricket. Ain't she so adorable, y'all? And her features, like, this isn't the best picture, but do seem very native to me. But this is the 3 generations. So that's her. She ain't take no mess. You hear me? That is my grandmother. And that is my great grandmother. So her daughter, and that's her daughter. And that is Pearline. And her and my grandmother had grape green eyes. Zora Neale Hurston, one of my other favorite historical actors. Okay, yeah, no, so I think that's it. But anyway, so yeah, a lot of the features in my let me see if that is up here at the top, tip top. A lot of our features were similar to. So this is some of my family on my father's side. Oh no, why is this picture like this? That's my mama when she was younger. That's my family on my mama's side. That is one of my uncles. He was very prominent with the sort of like Wall Street here in Columbus, Black Wall Street. Lonnie. Why is this? What is going on? And this is, oh Lord, and his name just escaped me. Oh, y'all forgive me. Hold on one second. That's terrible. He was the first black sheriff here in Ohio. That is Hattie Mae's son, and he looked out for our people. Lots of newspaper clippings and stuff about his achievements in his life. Let me see. I don't know why in the world. Wow, I did not realize that these photos went in here like this. That's terrible. Oh, that's terrible. Anyway, amazing man. And so, yeah, y'all. Interesting stuff. But yeah, I'm going to be looking into this. This is from... Okay, I need to find Carolinas, which I will. And yeah, let me know in the comments below where y'all's family's from. Where in the South are y'all peoples from? Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share. My mind is drawing a blank. I'm still trying to think of his name, and this is truly sad. I need some ginkgo biloba in my life. Some bacopa. And yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all be blessed.